I did need to remember to turn down the music. Hi everyone! Welcome, welcome, welcome to today's Hobbii Happy Hour with me, your hostess, Louisa. Welcome one and all. I got so engrossed in my notes of what else I might still need to be doing that I almost missed the countdown running out. I looked over and it was like, 3 seconds? What are you saying? Welcome. It's lovely to be back. Like I said in my little intro, yes, I've gone to the dark side. I did a cute little reveal, but then I think not that many people saw because it was at the very beginning of the stream, 10 minutes before most people joined. But yes, I did get my haircut. I went on vacation. I had a lovely, lovely, lovely time with the fam, and it was amazing. And then Jax is saying, hi Louisa and everyone. Not sure if Matt is behind the scenes. He's not, sadly. Matt too deserves a little break. So today it's just me, which is probably why it's all going to be a little bit rough and tumble once again. Some of you may have seen I was accidentally live on YouTube for 1.5 minutes about 15 minutes ago because I was trying to figure out how to set up the stream. Because someone said they were going to leave me instructions. And they didn't. And we're not going to name names and we're not going to hashtag blame Matt. But, you know, just putting that out there. But I think now it should all be good. I think we should be live on YouTube. I will double check. Yes, I think we are. Can I see the chat on YouTube? This is my first time doing this. Yes, I can see Tina is saying hello from Tennessee. Amazing, Tina, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We should also be live on Instagram. Yes, I can see we are live on Instagram. Indeed. Excellent, excellent. Simply wonderful. All right, in case this is your first time joining, hi, Louisa. As I previously mentioned, this is Hobbii's Happy Hour. This is our live shopping. This is our little craft smarter, have fun with yarns, and get infotainment right to your screen hour of the week. I have an amazing selection of 12 yarns that I'm going to tell you a little bit about today. And all of those yarns we are offering at a lovely little discount. It's 40% off. Yes, you heard that right, 40% off with our discount code HAPPY40, which you can just apply at checkout, and you can type it in the chat if you're watching on Facebook and Instagram, because then you'll get a little message sent to you that has the link to our little landing page, which I've built. Well, actually not me, Jaya did it because I was gone on holiday. I will pull it up real quick. There you go. This is what it looks like. You'll find all of today's yarns linked there, as well as all of the patterns, or actually some more patterns than the ones I'm showing you today. And you can all find it there and browse at your leisure. The 40% offer is valid for 24 hours, so it's valid until tomorrow this time, whichever time that might be for you. For me, it's roughly 5 p.m. So wherever you're watching from. Thank you for everyone commenting on the new hair. It's actually quite flat today. I was a bit disappointed. I had really tried to sort of zhuzh it up and style it for you all today, but that was 10 hours ago when I left my house. So, well, not quite 10 hours. I haven't been there that long, but you know, it's been a while. And then the office air somehow made it go whoop. Leah's asking if there's a 50% discount today. Not today, sadly. We will for sure have one at the end of the month in our big end of April live shopping, and we may sometimes sprinkle them in between, but not today. Today it is 40% off our selection, but with no minimum order value. For those of you on YouTube, you are unfortunately unable to use the codes for the chat, so you can't put Happy40 in the chat if you want to get the link. So now I'm thinking I should be able to put, I'm so sorry, this is probably really boring for everyone else, but I should be able to put a comment in the chat on YouTube so that you can also see the landing page. I'm just gonna quickly, and I'm also on a unfamiliar keyboard. Deals here. There we go. And add some emojis. Yeah, cool. And if I post it now, can I? Yes. Cool. So everyone on YouTube should now be able to see a pinned comment from me saying, find these deals here, and I misspelled deals, but that's okay. Alrighty, so 40% off all your favorite yarns. Well, some of them, 12 yarns in total. I've tried to put some new ones in there or some more recent ones that we haven't had that many times or that are reasonably new. And we're also going to have a total of 4 giveaways today. We're going to be finding one winner. Well, I already found that winner, but we'll be finding one winner from everyone who signed up to this Facebook event ahead of time. To all of you who did, thank you very much. It means a lot to us, makes our boss happy, shows us that there is continued and renewed interest in our programming, and honestly just justifies our existence. So thank you so much for that. We are also going to pick one person from everyone who gives this video on Facebook a little like or a little hug or a little heart. So be sure to like this video for a chance to be randomly drawn by me later. And finally, we're going to be picking 2 random winners from the chat. I will tell you about that when we get to it. I won't be able to do it the fancy schmancy way because I don't know how to set that up yet. I will learn, I promise. Lisa's saying I'm not getting links yet. It could be that your messenger is blocking them. So unfortunately, we quite often have the problem that, well, I say problem. It is very much, sometimes Facebook just does not want us to send you too many unnecessary messages, which I think is, you know, good for you, like data protection and privacy and just not being spammed. But that sometimes means that we can't send you the links. However, if you've ever gotten our link before, it's the same one as always. And also, I'm also going to put a pinned comment on Facebook where I might also misspell a word. Wow, riveting content. Deals here. This is all the things that Matt does behind the scenes that no one ever sees while I'm, you know, standing there and talking. And now I have to do it while I'm standing there talking. But also, unlike Matt, I have to look at the keyboard while I type because he can type looking at the screen. So, which is pretty cool, I think. Okay, wait, where did my link? Did you verify the links are turned on? Yes, I did. And also I already saw that they're turned on because someone got a reply earlier. So yes, it should be working. Okay, and now currently I can't actually comment for some reason as well. Find the deals here. Wow. Let's see if this is now going to work. Okay, cool. So I currently can't post on our own Facebook video for some reason, but if you've ever received our link before, it is the same as always, and I'll be sure to make a little follow-up post maybe to make sure you all get it. There should also be a follow-up automation anyway if you've commented on this video, but yeah. There's something going on, my comments are cutting out, and quite a few people didn't. Not working yet, not working yet. It's supposed to be a message via Messenger. Yeah, it is supposed to, okay, and Yvonne's saying it is working. So it's working for some people, but not for everyone. Brilliant. Anyways. It is the same link as always, so if you've received it in the past, it should just work for you again and get you to today's page. The page gets updated weekly. If not, I will make sure to... Oh, some people are now posting it. Thank you very much. That's very sweet of you. And then someone is saying, I got mine, Facebook might just be glitchy. Could be. Let's hope it's that. Let's hope it's Facebook and not me messing up, and let's go with that. I think it is high time that we get started with some yarns anyways. So like I said, 4 giveaways in total, each one for a gift card worth $25 or equivalent in your currency, so 25 monies. And I will announce the winners as we go through, and I'll tell you what to do to participate as we go through the stream. Happy 40, valid for 24-ish hours, so roughly 23 and 50 minutes, because I've been talking for 11 minutes now and we haven't even seen a single yarn. We're going to change that in a sec. Yeah, valid on our selection, not compatible with any other codes, sadly. And with that, let's get started with the first few yarns that I've picked for you today. And they are all kind of, this first round are the newish yarns, are the yarns that we got fairly recently, which also means that a lot of them don't really have patterns yet that are set up or that are made for them, but they're being worked on. And also I do have some ideas on what you can make with them, some of them beautiful things that you have already made with them. So let's get started with yarn number 1, which is this absolute beauty. This is our new Rococo Linen Multi. I'm going to show you a little close-up so you can actually see this beautiful yarn up close. So what you see here is Rococo Linen Multi. It is a multicolored yarn with a beautiful gradient. The color that I am holding right here is these beautiful shades of purple, ochre, and some kind of beige and gray, so these very subtle colors. This is color number 3 of the yarn. I do also have color number 2 right here, these beautiful rosy and purple shades. And finally, I've got number 5, which is this gorgeous, gorgeous green and gray combo. This yarn is a fingering or sock weight. However, as you can see, it has quite a bit of variation in thickness. So as you can see here, the strand is sometimes a little bit thicker or a little bit thinner. However, on average, it comes out as a fingering or sock weight yarn. And it is this gorgeous, gorgeous blend of 36% viscose, 34% cotton, and 30% linen. The viscose, you can kind of clearly see, I hope, in the camera light, I hope it's picking it up a little bit, in this very, very subtle shimmer that the yarn has. As you can see here, it's kind of shimmering there. I'm trying to think if I turn on the light a little more, if the shimmer is going to pop a little bit. Oh, I think now you can kind of see it better. You can kind of see here that some of these are kind of glistening a little bit, and that is the viscose. And then the cotton and linen make up the rest of it. For a linen blend yarn, it is very, very soft from the get-go. I do think that the viscose also has something to do with it. It drapes very, very nicely, and it just is dyed in these stunning, stunning colors. We do recommend that you use a 3mm needle, 4mm hook to work this up, and you can make beautiful, beautiful projects. I think we do have some, I'll show some of the product pictures on our websites because they include some swatches, which I sadly didn't have in the studio. I was hoping I could show you some cute little, yeah, swatches. But let's see, I should be able to pull this up for you. 1 second. There we go. Okay, maybe if I zoom in a little bit more. Yes. So you can of course see the different colors here, but also you can see the swatches of how the yarn looks worked up. And I think it looks absolutely beautiful. It does have that slightly more rustic texture due to the variation of thickness. But then again, I think that kind of works with its sort of artistic inspiration, with this sort of, yeah, kind of unique, charming style of the Rococo yarn. But yeah, as you can see, there are some ideas on what it looks when it's been used, because sadly it is so new that we don't have any patterns yet, and I can see that none of you have gotten around to making anything out of it and putting it in our user gallery. But yes, this is our first yarn of the night. This is the Rococo Linen Multi, which gives you 272 meters or 297 yards on one of these little rolls, and the colors are just absolutely beautiful. I'm going to show one more close-up. I only have these 3 to show you right now, but I think they just show how pretty these colors are. They are fairly muted. I think the one that has blue in it, the blue is quite sort of vivid, but all the other colors I think remind me a little bit of that sort of, you know, faded grandeur of sort of art of days gone by, kind of. So this is our Rococo Linen Multi, first yarn of the night. And without further ado, I'm gonna go straight into the next one, because like I said, I picked a lot of our newer yarns today as well, because I wanted to, one, talk to you about it, because if we haven't had it for a while, there's a chance, if you don't watch this program weekly, which if you don't, I completely understand, No, but if you're, then you may have missed this beautiful yarn so far. So I'm always happy to try and show you some beautiful new ones here, and give you some inspiration, and also just show them to you, up close on the cam and everything. So the next yarn I have for you today is exactly that. It is reasonably new. We only have had it for about, I think, 2 months now. This is Tint and Tone, and Tint and Tone is a gorgeous, gorgeous yarn made from 100% merino wool. So this really, really nice and chunky yarn, it's a super bulky yarn weight, is actually made from merino wool. And I think it is absolutely beautiful. It is super, super soft, and it has that, there you go, kind of very loose, unspun. It's a single ply. Oh, there's the camera. There we go. There you can see it a little bit better. There you go. It is a superwash yarn, which is amazing, which makes it a lot easier to take care of, and it has a really lovely high quality finish. As you can see, it is hand dyed in these kind of aquarelle watercolory colors. So you're gonna get very unique skeins where each of them varies a little bit, of course, because when hand dyeing something kind of, I don't want to say splotchy because that sounds negative, but artistically splotchy, you of course are going to have a harder time getting it completely 100% the same every time. It is absolutely beautiful, and we do actually have some swatches for this yarn, so I can show you what it looks like used up. And one thing I really, really love is that you can see, like, this is of course very, very tightly worked up, and you can see just how pretty the colors become. And also that the very kind of unspun, very chunky texture actually kind of almost disappears as you work it up. So you still end up with a really durable, really beautiful result. Here we have another swatch. Trying to give you the color numbers with them because I know that that's what you're into. This one is color 8, the one I have right here, which is this gorgeous, gorgeous dark blue kind of little bit purplish. Like it has that slight purpley blue color, very midnight sky kind of. It's called deep sea. Okay, it's called deep sea, but I would actually call this one midnight sky if it were up to me. This one, ironically, is called Midnight. This is color 7, which I do also have here, so you can see them next to each other. If you ask me, honestly, I'd say this one looks more like it would be called something about the sea, like especially like sort of the Atlantic on a stormy day, and this one looks more midnighty to me, but you know, I don't name the yarns, so... Jennifer's asking for the link. I'm going to try in a little bit once maybe Facebook is having problems with me posting. So I'm going to try in a little bit to put a comment in the chat so I can make sure. Oh no, what did I do? Ah! Just give me a second. I clicked something and suddenly my chat is gone, but I want to be able to read the chat because of course I want to see what you're saying and if you have any questions, and also if people are pointing out to me that, for instance, the video has been frozen for over an hour and I've just been talking to no one, I kind of would like to know that that's happening, but right now Facebook is kind of bugging out on me a little bit. Moving on, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more. I hope that this problem takes care of itself, because that is my life's motto and how I live my life a lot of the time. I just hope that problems solve themselves. Let's see if I can pull it up from down here. Why are you being difficult? Today of all days, when Matthias isn't here. Come on. Yes, it's working again. Great. I did it. Woohoo! How was your vacation? Kristen asks. I've already forgotten that I was on vacation with how this is going. No, I'm kidding. It was amazing. It was absolutely beautiful. I ate a lot of seafood. I went to the south of France. It was amazing. I went to I had a lot of seafood, a lot of wine, and it's just absolutely amazing. Yeah, had a great time. Very relaxing. I did not want to come back, I'll be honest. I could have stayed for another week. If Jaya had materialized and said, Louisa, we don't actually need you, stay away, I would have considered it for at least another week. I can see that KA said, I just finished a shawl in Rococo Linen Multi. I am going to be posting it soon. Yay, please do. I always like to stalk and see what people are uploading. And also that way I can then show it in the next live or in a few weeks. So then... Yvonne is asking if I can show the little swatches again. Yes, I can. Of course I can. That's why I brought them. So like I said, this one is the color 8, which is called Deep Sea. In my opinion, should be called Midnight. I do also have this swatch of the color 9, which is this super cute, bright, sort of blue, turquoise, creamy number. And I do actually have one more. I also have a color number 4 right here for you. So this is another beautiful swatch. The color number 4, which is this beautiful rosy shade. These are the swatches that I have. And then in addition to that, I can actually also show you the skeins. So I've got color 7, which is called Midnight right here. I mean, I don't want to get into a philosophical debate on which one should be called what, because our product department has done an amazing job with this yarn in general. And then this one is color number 6 as well. So as you can see, they're wound up in hanks, and as you can see, the ones that the swatches were made with are in balls. You do want to wind this into a ball or into a little cake before working with it. Deep sea is blueberries to me. See, now we're already off the rails within the first few minutes of this stream. That's why I need Matthias. Oh wait, I have more colors to show you. Oh, look at that! I have two more colors I wanted to show you. Brilliant. This is color number 11 that I've got here for you, which is this beautiful green. And I think this is my favorite, not just because greens are my favorites, but I also love that it is very multicolored, at least this batch is. As you can see, you've got your light greens, your very, very dark, and you've got a little bit of brown in between. So you've got almost kind of a very, very nature, or kind of camouflage, I guess, color going on here. And then the final one I have is number 10. I wanted to try and show all the blues because I know that sometimes on the website it can be a bit difficult or tricky to tell like how they look different from each other, how they differ and how they're similar. So yeah, these are all the colors that I have for you of Tint and Tone, our newest merino yarn. It is super, super chunky. I mean, I'm going to show one more close up so you can see just how thick the thread is. We do recommend that you use 8mm needles or 9mm hook to work this up. So yeah, as you can see, very chunkalicious. You get 87 yards on one of these hanks. And while we only, I don't know if we have any patterns, while we don't really have patterns for it yet, we do have a pattern suggestion for you that you could make with this, because this pattern is made with yarn that is discontinued. And so I'm going to show them to you now. No, that's not what I wanted to show. This is what I wanted to show. These are the Glomma crocheted socks. So it's a pair of crocheted socks. The original yarn is called Wool Print, and I think we still have a few colors of it, but it's going out of stock soon, and it's not going to be restocked. And so if you're looking for a project to make, these cute intermediate crochet socks could be a nice thing to make. These socks are kind of made more in the in the same, nope, again, not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. Are made kind of in the same way that, you know, like slippers that you would wear kind of around the house maybe. They're quite chunky, so I wouldn't necessarily put them in boots. And also because this yarn has no polyamide or elastane in it, it's for socks, I think they might kind of grow over time if you wear them a lot. So I think these are kind of more slipper socks. But the Glomma crocheted socks is one beautiful example of what you could make with this gorgeous yarn. And I actually saw that in the user gallery, someone was very quick and already uploaded a cute picture, or actually some people already did some cute pictures. So I'm going to show those to you as well. Christina made a neck warmer called Jean-Pierre. Or at least that's, I guess, the name of the design is Jean-Pierre. And it is this beautiful project. It is made using one skein of number 7. And according to her caption, which by the way is very detailed, which I always love when that's the case, she said she used 9mm needles, but wishes she had used 8mm. So that's also good to know. And Christina, in case you're watching, fantastic project, and I hope it's going to keep you very nice and warm. I do hope that it's becoming spring wherever you are, and you may not need it that much longer. And we do have one blanket pattern that is new on our website. This is the Heartstring blanket, which is a beginner-friendly crochet project, and it is a plus pattern at $5. I'm going to pull it up for you right now. You can see it here. So that is the only pattern that we have right now for Tint and Tone. More are incoming, and there's a cat. The cat is not included in the pattern. You need to get your own if you want to recreate that image. Also, you can see like how pretty the yarn looks when worked up, and you can see how pretty the colors look put together. Yoop. There we go. So that was Tint and Tone, which is our newest merino, our super chunky merino, and I did a blind reaction to this a while back, I remember, for our social media team. It's probably up on Instagram somewhere, and it was really funny because she handed it to me and was like, what do you think this is? And I was like, oh, it feels woolly, I think it's wool. She's like, you're correct. And I was like, oh, thank you. Tint and Tone, 100% merino, 100% beautiful. It is superwash treated, so you can machine wash your finished projects at low to medium temperature, which is excellent to take care of them very easily. Tint and Tone, 40% off with our code HAPPY40 for the next 23-ish hours, because I keep talking and talking and I have way more yarns to go through, so I think I'm gonna have to step on it a little bit. Dana is saying, it's not working. I have at least 3 items in my cart that are not on sale. So HAPPY40 only applies to the 12 yarns that we have featured, and it should just apply if you just type HAPPY40 in the discount window, discount field. I'll double check. I checked it earlier and it worked, but I'm gonna just double check to make sure. Well, if I could spell, that would be helpful. No, it works for me. So HAPPY40, just make sure that you apply it at the card, and it is only valid on the yarns that we have in today's selection, and it's not compatible with another code. So if you have, for instance, yesterday's bingo code active as well, you're gonna have to pick which code is the one to go. So yeah, that's that. Tina is saying, hi guys, I only just joined. Welcome Tina, you've only missed 2 yarns because I keep waffling today, and I'm by myself, so Matt isn't here to keep me on track. So, you know, it's a long one. Okay, B is also saying the code isn't working. Just double check that you've got yarns from our selection in the cart, and then just type HAPPY40 in the discount code field on the website. I hope that makes sense. Alrighty, I'm going to show you our next yarn that we have for you today. It is this, as the name suggests, Cloudy Delight. It truly is a delight, and it is truly a cloud of yarn, of fiber, of material. This beautiful yarn is our sort of kind of almost boucle version. It is a blend of 80% acrylic and 20% polyamide. It is super, super soft and super, super fluffy. You've got the inner strand here, and then you've got these fibers kind of really curling around, and the strand itself is also slightly curled. I hope you can see that, like maybe like so. There you can see how it's kind of twisted and curled in on itself. It is super, super beautiful and colorful. It comes in these really, really playful colors. You get 262 yards on one of these little skeins. Well, I say little, they're not little, they're big. On these skeins, it is a bulky yarn with a recommended needle size of 6mm, recommended hook 7mm. You can machine wash this, so it's easy to take care of, and as you can see, it is super, super floofy. And because with these kinds of yarns, I think it is always good to be able to actually show you how it looks when being used. I was going to say how it looks when it uses, but you know, that's not quite correct English. I do actually have a swatch to show you here, so you can see how this yarn turns out. And this, of course, is how your finished result is going to look. So from a very, very fluffy skein, if you work it up with a slightly smaller hooker needle, you're actually still going to get a very sort of cohesive and not overly fluffy piece. So as you can see here, this is how it looks. I do have some more swatches in different colors to show you. I imagine this as being the perfect yarn for a super cozy sweater. It's going to be really soft, really nice, and just very fuzzy without having to bother with an additional strand, without having to bother with any kind of extra effects. Just the yarn itself gives you that, and it gives you these really nice and even stripes as well. So you're going to have not a super soft gradient where one color gently changes to the other. You're going to have these very, very clear stripes. Jillian is asking if, or is pointing out that this yarn could potentially be used to make the Suki slip over, which Jay and I are going to be starting on this week for our little craft and chat knit along that we started. I was going to take some knitting on holiday with me, but then I didn't. I took a bunch of crochet projects with me instead. And so, yeah, I might be out of practice. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I actually think this could be used that way. I think, yeah, if you use the 8mm needles or maybe even 9mm needles, so you get that kind of netted, kind of more airy texture that the original slipover has, I think that's going to work really nicely. Good. And also nice plug. Join me and Jaya on Thursday for Craft and Chat, where we're going to be starting our little knit along. It's going to be really fun. We're going to send out a little, I'm going to send out a little reminder later. Well, it's already set up to everyone, so it should have a link as well. It's also up on our Facebook page, and it's also going to be available on YouTube as well. So this is Cloudy Delight. I'm going to show you the swatch up close. Nope, that's not what I wanted to show. This is what I wanted to show. I'm going to show you this swatch up close, and then I'm also going to be able to show you some super cool projects that have been made with this. Again, as this is a brand newish yarn, we don't yet have any patterns for it, but we do have some gorgeous projects to show that you have made. Ah, good call, Elizabeth. Thank you. I will try to mind the distance from the camera so it doesn't get blurry, because I also know that this camera sometimes has problems focusing on what I'm doing. So yeah, and with a yarn like this that's also super fuzzy, I think it's just adding to the sort of, yeah, not being great on the eyes. Thank you. What was I going to do? Yes, that's right. I was going to show you some beautiful pictures of things that you out there have made with this yarn and uploaded into our user gallery. So starting with this super cute halter top that Anna made. It is knit flat with 8mm needles, and it is absolutely gorgeous. She used two different colors. So she used the brown that I showed you, which is called Cocoa Cloud, and the other one I don't have here. So that is one super cute project, and there are a few more to show you. This one is by Jody, and it is this gorgeous sweater dress. I mean, look at that. I would never leave the house if I had this. I would put this on, and then I would just cozy up with this and never leave my house again. Except, no, I would leave my house because I would want people to see this. So I would occasionally leave my house in this, but it is absolutely gorgeous. And it is made of 5 cakes. So this is super cozy. It is kind of, not quite, but this is like a very modern version of the Bilbo Baggins kind of morning coat that he's wearing in The Hobbit, I think. And here we have Zoe, who made these really cute crocheted headbands, which I think also look super cute. And again, with this yarn being super soft, I think it's a nice way, yeah, to work it up and make a super comfy project out of it. So this was Cloudy Delight. It is machine washable at 30 degrees or low to medium temperature. So perfect for any and all cozy projects you may want to make with it, and works up relatively quickly. You get 262 yards on one of these clouds. I don't know why I bit it. That's because I think it gave me cotton candy vibes, and so I was thinking like, but yeah, this is Cloudy Delight, a delightful yarn to be working with, and can be yours at 40% off for the next 23 hours if you use our code HAPPY40 at checkout. And Dodie's saying, I'm remaking it with a smaller hook about the amazing sweater dress morning coat situation. It's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. Jodie, amazing job as always, and it's so cool. I saw it earlier and I was like, I know I'm gonna show this. I want one. Right. So with that, moving along, this was Cloudy Delight. We're only at yarn 3. I've been talking for nearly more than half an hour. Yeah, some people are still not getting the links. It's really odd because I checked earlier to make sure that we were set up for you to receive them, and obviously some people are receiving them, so I'm a bit concerned why it's turned on. Happy40 is also set up. Double checking the other one. Also turned on, so it should be sending them to you automatically. But like I said, I'm going to try again, see if Facebook will let me now post a little comment so I can like link it up for you. Find videos here. Oh! No? Yes. Can't use this feature right now. You can try again later. Okay, so it still won't let me post, but I can see Cynthia's posting it in the chat as well. You can definitely find the link in the chat, and like I said, there's also an automation set up to send you a message at the end of this, and I can also make sure to post in our little live shopping group so that you get all the deals. This is Cloudy Delight, and with that, we've made it to the end of section 1 of this live stream. Boy, it's going to be a long one. See, I normally have Matt here, who kind of hurries me along eventually, who will just, you know, keep scrolling until I have to talk about something else. But without him here, who is going to tell me to move on? No one. And then it's just, you know, me and whatever I would like to talk about. Alrighty. Doop, doop, doop. Before I move on to the next section, I actually briefly would like to... Oh, Rose is asking if I can hold it again so she can screenshot the size for reference. Yes, I am holding it for you right now. There you go. Hello. I am Cloudy Delight. Please buy me. It's my first day back from vacation. I'm getting back into this, everyone. I'm getting back into it. But yes, this is roughly the size of them next to a normal human-sized head. At least I think my head is normal. It's close enough. Ooh, someone is asking about if I know anything about how prizes are going to be affected in the future. I do not. I am not privy to that information, honestly. People are like, people are loving the tangents. Thank you, Jillian. That's very nice. However, before I get off on the deep end even more than I already have, I would quickly like to announce our first giveaway winner. Randomly selected from everyone who signed up for this Facebook event ahead of time. Congratulations to our winner, Kathleen Beatty. Kathleen, congratulations. That is Kathleen Beatty. You are our winner. You're going to receive a gift card worth 25 monies. That's dollars or equivalent in your currency. And in order to get your gift card, please email us at live@hobbii.com, and Matthias, when he's back from his little day away is going to go through that mailbox and make sure to send your code out to you ASAP. So Kathleen, thank you so much for signing up for this event and joining us, and congratulations. We will have 3 more giveaways throughout this show. At 2 points during the show, I'm going to be picking a random winner from the chat, and we're going to do it the old-fashioned, the close my eyes and point method. And also, I am going to, or we are going to, well, me, it's just me today, pick a winner from everyone who's given this video a like. So if you haven't already on Facebook, make sure to give a little thumbs up, give a little like on this video. And then... If you would like to receive the link for next week's event, so you can already click going on that one, you can just type next one in the chat. That's just next one, next, N-E-X-T, and then one, the number 1, no space in between. And that should, if it works, should be sending you a link to your inbox. As we've established, it doesn't work for everyone today, and I am unfortunately unable to comment under our own stream. So, but you will also get a little automation with that link later after the stream ends. Righty-ho, Kathleen, you are winner number 1. Congratulations. We'll have three more throughout this stream, and I'm going to move on to our next few yarns. I actually discovered a great little sort of life hack. Because it's always, when I'm by myself, it's always been really stressful trying to grab the yarns. And I discovered there's a reason we do them in baskets at bingo. It's because it's so much easier. So now I've just made little sort of baskets for each section of yarns that I'm going to show. And I felt quite proud of myself and quite smart when I did that. So that's why I'm sharing it with you. Alrighty. For the next few yarns, we're going really colorful, we're going really cozy. The next yarn I have for you today is a big, big favorite of mine, and it is also a yarn that you could easily use to make the Suki slipover, which Jaya and I are going to be knitting. And then, this is Alpaca Blaze. So it's a beautiful, beautiful alpaca blend. It's kind of made to mimic a classic mohair yarn. So it is super, super, super thin and lightweight and fluffy at the same time. It is one of my all-time favorite yarns. About a year or so ago, Matt and I did a sort of, on one of our lives, we did a blind test where where Matt closed his eyes and I handed him our different yarns. I think it was Diablo. It was Diablo and this, I think, or maybe it was also Kit Silk, but he picked this one to be the softest on every test that we did. So this is Alpaca Blaze, a beautiful alpaca blend lace yarn. It's made from a blend of 40% acrylic, 30% polyamide, and 30% alpaca. And as you can see, the thread is super, super thin, super skinny mini, and it is very nice and fluffy. It gives you that same kind of brushed texture, brushed surface that any mohair yarns would. However, as it is made with alpaca, it is suitable for those who may be a bit sensitive to mohair. It always depends. There is also people who are sensitive to alpaca. It also depends on what specifically your skin is reacting to. But just know, if you like the idea of mohair, but it's just never really quite worked for you, this could be a suitable alternative that you might want to check out. I personally really, really love this yarn. I predominantly use it to bulk up other projects and give them a little bit of extra interest with colors. I really like mixing my colors. I also love solid colored projects, but I really like whenever there's a little bit of kind of a melange or a bit of a color blend going on. And so I've used this a lot with merino yarns. I've used this with unicorn solid. I've used this with extra fine merino. I have used this, what's the other yarn I've used this with? I've used it with a few different ones, but those are the two that come to mind. Oh, I've used it with Molly, which is a 100% wool yarn, a really chunky one as well, because I made a beanie for a friend. But yeah, this is Alpaca Blaze. As you can see, it comes in these super cute little donuts. And each of these is going to give you 246 yards of yarn. They're super lightweight. These are just 0.9 ounces each. And we do recommend that you hand wash it to preserve its beautiful sort of soft surface and texture. If this ever kind of felts up a little bit, you can always use a mohair comb to try and kind of detangle it a little bit. Rose is saying, I was hoping to see some Diablo today. We unfortunately do not have Diablo on the selection today, but we do have Alpaca Blaze. So we do have a nice kind of similar vein yarn, just made with alpaca instead of mohair. But I will make sure to put some Diablo in soon. Catherine is saying that she's crocheting a little scarf right now. I'm very excited to see it when it's done. I finished another one while on vacation, and I am almost halfway done with the other one. I thought I was taking too much yarn on vacation, and then I took some out of my luggage. And then on the flight down to Marseille, I actually finished an entire scarf, so I used about 2 skeins. And then I thought I had taken too little yarn. But then, of course, you know, when you're there with family and stuff, it actually all worked out perfectly. So yeah, this Alpaca Blaze, and I am going to show you all the colors we have available of this beautiful yarn. It's a very, very gorgeous palette. A really good mix, I think, of sort of true neutrals and then a lot of shades that are just, I don't know how, but they've just really hit my personal taste. I love the sort of kind of butteriness of the yellow. I love the kind of, yeah, beautiful greens. I just really, really, really like this yarn. I really like this palette. And it goes beautifully with a lot of other yarns. So this is Alpaca Blaze. And I do have some cute patterns to show you that you can make with this. And I actually have one not just on the website that I can not just show you on the website, that I can actually show you in person. It is made with our friends Kit Silk. However, like I said, Alpaca Blaze can be an amazing alternative for our friends Kit Silk whenever you have need of a super airy and lacy yarn, but maybe don't love mohair for any reason. So this is the Soft Moments shawl, which is a brand new pattern that we have on the website. So new, in fact, I think it only went up like a few days ago. So very, very new. If you haven't seen it yet, now you have. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous, super cute crochet pattern that's available for free. And it is just super airy and lacy and made in a filet pattern. So you get these really cute little sections of wider and thinner little holes. It is an intermediate level pattern, and you're gonna need roughly 6 skeins of yarn to make it, but it is a really nice size. So I'm kind of trying to figure out if this is double stranded or not. Let me quickly see if I can find that out for you easily. No, it is all just one strand. Cool. Wanted to make sure before I told you some wrong information. So this is the Soft Moments shawl, which I have linked for you on the landing page. And like I said, it's originally made with our friends Kit Silk, but you can very easily substitute Alpaca Blaze there if you prefer an alpaca yarn. I'm going to show you up close just so you get an idea of the really, really pretty design of this pattern. So you have the sort of wider fillet sections and the shorter, or like not narrower sections, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. There we are. Choop. Amber's saying, wow, just one strand at a time. Yeah, that's how I read. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Yes. So, yes. But you get this really beautiful sort of airy and light texture with it. So that was our Alpaca Blaze, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous alpaca blend. And like I said, you can use it on its own. You can use it single-stranded, double-stranded. You can use it to bulk up your projects. It works in many different ways. So the project that Jaya and I are going to make uses 3 strands at the same time, for instance. So you're using an 8mm needle and you're using 3 strands of the lace yarn to make still a very sort of airy texture. If you want it a lot tighter, you can of course downsize your needle down to maybe a 4 or maybe even a 3. Then it's going to be a bit finicky to work with. And yeah, you can just kind of really play with this, and it's an amazing, amazing yarn in our arsenal. This was Alpaca Blaze, which is 40% off with our code HAPPY40 for the next 23 hours, almost exactly, because I've been talking for almost an hour. Alrighty. Mirror is asking if there's any way to get to the landing page without the link. I've tried several times. I think if you try and Google it, you might also find it, but you might also find some expired pages, so it's harder to say if you can actually find the current page that way. But at the very end of the live, I'm going to make sure to, like, once it lets me comment again, I'll try to make a little comment under the live stream. And also you can always check and see, some people have already posted it in the stream, in the chat, and you can just try and click the link there. Like I said, I should have been able to pin a comment, but somehow Facebook wouldn't let me. Don't know what that's about. Not about to fight with Facebook. At least not on a day when Matt's not here, because then what if I break something and then I'm forever locked out and can never do this again? That would be a real shame. And then, yeah. Someone asked about like how wide my scarf is at the widest point. That's a really good question, because I did it differently for every single scarf. I always just go until it's roughly this wide. How many, where is the tip? Let's see real quick. I can find this out for you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14. So this is made with garland, and at the widest point it is 17 stitches. I've started alternating so many different things about this. I now do my increases in the second to last stitch instead of the last one, just because I wanted to see how that looked, and it looked good. All right, and then Wendy is pointing out, yes, if you've ever watched a live shopping before this, you can always use the old link, because the links are remaining the same. It's always the same basic link, and then you should be able to check out our offerings. Or you can always just remember which yarns I've showed and then just add them to cart from memory. That also works, but yeah, no, I think it's nicer when you have the link. So you can see the page that we've spent time building. All right, moving on to the next 2 yarns. I'm kind of grouping them together just because they're both really, really colorful, super fun yarns that I know a lot of you really, really love. So what we've got is Colorina, and there are also 2 yarns that I sometimes confuse for each other, like not when I see them in front of me, it's just when someone says the name of one of them, I sometimes in my head have to really think about which one it is, because the other one is Carnival, and I mean, they're spelled similarly, you know. Yeah. So we've got Carnival and we've got Colorina. I'm gonna start by showing you Carnival. Carnival is a beautiful yarn made from 100% acrylic. It is another example of a single ply yarn where you have that kind of more rustic variation in thickness from quite thin to quite chunky. It is a beautiful, beautiful high quality acrylic that has this really gorgeous shine at its surface. I hope I can show you just how lovely it is. The colors are really, really bright, really vibrant. It is called Carnival for a reason. And you get these really soft changes from one to the other. So it is a very, very, very pretty yarn. As you can see, even with the skeins that I have here, some of them will have an older label, some of them will have a newer label. That's because we updated the labels. The yarn stays the same. It's just wound a little bit differently now, and then you get 2 different labels, but the same yarn. And also shout out to Daniel and Eileen, our beautiful design team who make these labels, and I think this one is super, super cute. There you go. So that was Carnival, like I said, made from 100% super, super soft acrylic. You get 262 yards on one of these skeins, and it is a light worsted or DK weight yarn. We do recommend a 4mm needle, 5mm hook roughly. I can actually show you some pictures of swatches that show you what the colors look like when it's being used, because again, it's sometimes a bit difficult to guess from skein to swatch kind of. But as you can see here, you get these really, really lovely, really nice and soft color changes. So here, for instance, this is a number 2 skein and this is a number 2 swatch. The kind of beige is a little bit cut off. You won't always get 100% the same gradient and the same sort of exact color changes. You get a little bit of a mix match of them, but you can see here the gorgeous, gorgeous colors and how they just very gently kind of blend into each other. It's almost, no, I forgot what I was going to say. I think I was going to go with something like it's almost like if you're at a carnival and you drop your glasses and then, you know, your sight gets a little bit blurry, so the colors all kind of very gently blur into each other. But then that really depends on how bad your eyesight is, I suppose. But yeah, so this is Carnival. I do have one pattern that I want to show you just as an example of what you can make with it, and then I also want to check out what you have made with it in the user gallery. So this pattern that I've brought you is the Juniper Shawl, which is made in Manarola, but again, those two yarns are almost exactly the same and can be kind of exchanged for each other very well. This beautiful knitted scarf, it's made in like an entrelac technique, so you're going to kind of make your little squares and then add more squares, and that way it's a really, really beautiful way to play with that color change, I think. The pattern is available for free. On the smaller size, it's going to need 7 skeins, and on the larger size, it's going to also need 7 skeins. This, what you see here, is made in Manarola, and then this one actually uses our Carnival number 4. And as you can see, it works out beautifully. So that is the domino scarf. There we are. And there, this is what I wanted to go. This is what I wanted to show you. I wanted to check out some of the super cute projects that people have made in our user gallery. So first up is this really nice cardigan by Erica. It is made on a knitting machine, and it is very, very beautiful. And you can see those super lovely sort of, yeah, very dreamlike blended lines. Nicole is saying that she has our live shopping link pinned on her computer, and that way she gets it every week. I mean, that works as well. And here are some more super cute projects like that you can see here. And as you can see, right, it doesn't really matter if you just use one color and work it up and just have these beautiful, beautiful stripes. It's going to be a stunning result. Or you can, of course, go and completely play with it, use a bunch of different ones and have those like gradients kind of combine into something really cool together. You can use the yarn as a way, if you're making something kind of like a mosaic, you can use it up like as seen here by Carol Jane, this beautiful, beautiful blanket that combines the colors in different granny squares. So a really, really lovely, lovely yarn for any kind of project, be it a blanket, be it a scarf, any kind of accessory, or any kind of clothing. It's gonna be a hit. It is machine washable at low to medium temperature, so easy to take care of, and just really, really fun. Yes. Megan is saying, keep the swatches coming. I do have some more swatches coming up for some other yarns. We don't have them for every single yarn, but we do try to provide more and more of them over time. So we're also swatching more and more yarns. And so, because I know I'm the same. It's always, you see the skein and it's nice, but it's harder to imagine what it looks like. That's also another reason I love. So again, thank you to all of you who upload pictures in the user gallery. I love checking there because again, it gives you not just great inspiration, but also just an idea of what different colors look like, also in different light. Because of course here, our photographer takes these product pictures in perfect studio lighting. So it's very, very bright. It is giving you sort of the most accurate representation, but then it's giving you the most accurate representation, and the real world is rarely that accurate. So if you then see it in sort of, yellow light that you have in your living room at 10 p.m. It might look completely different to what you imagined. And then if you check it out in the garden the next day on a cloudy day, it's going to look different. And then, you know, so it's always really hard, and which is why I love checking the user gallery, because it gives you a lot more kind of real life examples. Is it all right to put in the dryer? We do not recommend it, no. As Stephen would say, it will set your house on fire. I don't know if it will, but that's what Stephen said. Someone said that the stream dropped, but I hope I'm still streaming. Am I still streaming? I hope I am still streaming. I should be. I'm getting self-conscious about these things, because then I'm like, what if I'm not streaming? No, yes, I should be. Should all be good. Okay, good. Moving on. So this was Carnival, which is exactly as its name suggests, a true carnival of color. Helena is saying no hand-knitted or crocheted items should go in the dryer. I am overly careful, so I don't even machine wash any of my projects. I hand wash everything with the exception of socks, and those I also toss in the dryer because I like to live dangerously, sometimes in moderation. Okay, Josephine is saying that she is hearing me. Perfect. So this was Carnival, beautiful yarn, and we're moving on to Colorina, another yarn equally as beautiful, slightly different make and model, so to speak, but still, due to the proximity of the names, I do sometimes kind of conflate them with each other. So what we've got here is a beautiful blend. There we are. There's the mini camera. Is a beautiful blend of 80% acrylic and 20% wool. So this yarn does contain some wool. It is worked up with the acrylic in such a way that even the most sensitive person should have no problem using this. It is very, very, very nice and soft. You get 218 yards on one of these little donuts, and we do recommend that you use a 4.5mm needle, 5.5mm crochet hook, and similar but not the same to Carnival, you also get a very nice soft color change and gradient. Where Carnival is kind of a bit more, this is Carnival again, it's kind of a bit more one color and then kind of a transition color and then the next color. Colorina is actually spun in a way where you will get kind of changes between, so you can see here, you've got the lighter green with the turquoise, and then that moves into a red with the turquoise, and that moves into the next color. So here you got a bit more of a sort of transition gradient with multiple colors in it at the same time. It is machine washable at 30 degrees as well, so again, easy to take care of, and another great example of a really nice color, sort of softly color changing yarn that's going to give you some really nice stripes with that really gentle transition in between. Do we have swatch pictures? I don't think we do. Let me double check. Yes, we do. We do have swatch pictures. So I can show you some swatches as well for this yarn. So let's say, for instance, this is color number 2, right? And like I said, it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, but it's sometimes a little hard to imagine how is that going to look like when it's being worked up. Well, you can, in fact, check out the swatch pictures on our website, and then you can see what the gradient looks like there. I do think that the gradient picture on our website, at least on my screen, looks slightly darker than the yarn looks IRL, but then I also don't know what it looks like on your screen. So here you have color number 3, which I don't have in the studio. We have color number 4, which I also don't have in the studio. Color number 5, which I do have in the studio. So there you can again see from skein to swatch kind of what the difference is, or how you can imagine the gradient looking. As you can see, or as I said before, with the kind of colors kind of transitioning into each other by having colors blended in, you get a little bit more of a modeled look, whereas with the Carnival you get a bit more kind of clearer stripes. Pat is saying, I like to be able to pair color changing yarns with solids. I don't love when everything is just a gradient. I totally understand. It's one of my favorite effects, is like, because I'm always really impressed with it, because I as I think discussed before, I am tremendously lazy, and so I just don't like messing about with a lot of ends that I need to weave in at the end. I always like to try and make everything in such a way that I have the least hassle with that. And of course, for that, gradient yarns are great because they just give you a color change that's already there. It's already pre-programmed. You can just kind of run through it and do it that way. So that's kind of my my reason for why I really like these yarns. Yeah. I am going to show you some more super cute examples from the user gallery because there is actually there's a few examples of really cute kind of blends or people who used it with a solid yarn for very cool effect. So as you can see here, you've got so many cute projects. I love that someone made a tea cozy or teapot cozy out of it. I think that's a brilliant idea. It's made with leftover yarns from a cardigan by Natasha. And it is super, super cute. I also love the teapot. I mean, I just already like the teapot underneath, but I think the little cozy over it is super, super cute. So I think that's a really lovely idea. And it's a great scrap yarn project because, like she says, it's left over from a cardigan. So why not make something cute and functional out of it? What you can see here is Sandy, who used Amigo as a solid color to make this super cool mosaic wrap. Very, very pretty. It's the Montana wrap, according to her caption. So Sandy, in case you're watching, it looks absolutely amazing. Very, very nice choice of colors as well. I think it looks really, really cute. And also really cool to see actually because of the length of the wrap and the way it's worked up. You can see how sort of thin the stripes of the colorina become compared to sort of other projects. It's really cool to see. There you have some more super, super adorable projects. This by Lorette is a very nice sort of pastel top, and it is done using colorina combined with alpaca blaze. So there you have it. Lorette, be my witness that you can combine two of the yarns that we have tonight for a gorgeous project. So this is Lorette's top that she made. And there's another gorgeous example by Elaine of this floral butterfly blanket. Again, absolutely beautiful. So these are some ideas on what you can make with colorina. Like I said, it's a very, very versatile yarn, similar to Carnival as well, that you could use up. Jennifer is also agreeing that the cozy is a really good way to use up leftover yarn. Yes, it is. I think so too. So this was colorina. It is 40% off with our code HAPPY40 until 5 p.m. CET tomorrow. So that is 23 hours from now. So if you want to grab some, now is a great chance to do it while you've got a little discount on it. And with that, I have refilled my little basket. So this is the end of this section of the show. And that means that it is time for a giveaway. And this is where Matthias would normally play the giveaway song, but I don't know which of the buttons it is that I need to push. So we're not going to do that. Instead, what I would like to do is I'll do a chat giveaway. And I figured it might be nice to do a chat giveaway on Facebook, and then I don't think I can't really do it on all three because I can't do the technology. But I'll ask you on Facebook to make sure that you're live right now. And then maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up the color palette for colorina. I'm just going to have it kind of go here. And then you can just kind of type in which of the colors you like best, which of them you enjoy the most. I'll just show them up right. Oh, no, actually, I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to show them right here. I'm just going to go from like 1 till the end. And you can just say in the chat which color number you like the best. Can I do that? Yes. And then I'll close my eyes, I'll scroll around the chat and point to someone, and that person will be our winner. So really, you can type anything in the chat right now, but maybe just for fun, let me know which of the following colors your winning color would be. So this is color 1, which has some purple and blue shades. Then we've got color 2, which I showed you earlier has blue with a little bit of green. We've got color 3. We've got color 4. We've got color 5, color 6. And then now I'm going to have to go do it like this. We've got color 7, color 8, which is called Happy Moment, and I hope someone is going to have a happy moment in a second when we do the giveaway. This is color 9, which is called Glowing Dark. We've got color 10, which is called Amazonas. We've got color 11, which is called Spring Street, even though I think that color looks quite autumnal. We've got color 12, which is called Sweet Secret, and I truly love that color combo with the reds, purples, and blues. We've got color 13, Desert Race. We've got color 14, Glass Ceiling. And we've got color 15, Silhouette, which is this cool kind of smoky looking. So now, on Facebook, type in the chat which color you like the best. You can type general colors, you can type specific colors. I'm going to wait a little second, and then I'm going to close my eyes, point to the chat, and find a winner for our giveaway of a gift card worth 25 monies. So be sure to let me know what is your favorite. I'm going to start scrolling. Okay, it's time. I'm going to point. And our winner is Andy Ruvolo. Oh no, your name's jumping away from me. I need to be quick. Andy Ruvolo, congratulations! And you are sadly a little bit disappointed that there are no swatches of your favorite colors, which are 14 and 15. I will pass that feedback along to our product department so that those swatches may be added on. But Andy, congratulations. I hope you're happy. Well, that sounded a bit passive-aggressive. I hope you're excited. You just won our giveaway. You will receive a gift card worth $25 or equivalent in your currency. And all you have to do to receive your gift card is send us an email to live@hobbii.com. So Andy Rivolo, congratulations. Please send us an email to live@hobbii.com to redeem your gift card. Congratulations. And I will pass along that 14 and 15 deserve to be swatched as well so that you can see them in all their glory. You can see a lot of conga rats in the chat. And with that, we're moving on to the next section. I do really need to step on it a little bit. It's harder when Matt's not here, truly. But I do have 3 super cute yarns that I want to show you now. And where's my basket? There it is. And I do have swatches. Nicole's asking if this was the first giveaway. No, the first giveaway was to our winner, Kathleen Beatty, who was picked at random from everyone who signed up for the event. So this was our second giveaway. We will have 2 more. And Tina is saying, I am waiting to try some sock yarn and I was wondering what you would recommend. Well, as luck would have it, we do actually have a sock yarn on the show tonight. Yes, we do. Just realized that I don't have it here. So I may need to run away in a sec and get it because I just realized that it's not there. But you guys, talk amongst yourselves for just 2 seconds, please. Don't mind me. I don't know if you can actually still hear me at all because I'm quite far away, but I need to check if I have the sock yarn here that I promised. I should. Definitely shown it on a live shopping before. But if I can't find it, then I guess we're gonna have to make do without. Nope, I found it. Found it. Good news. Good news. Found the sock yarn. I have no idea if you were able to hear anything I said because the studio is quite big, but I found the sock yarn. So yes, we do have a sock yarn for you on the show today. Again, this is something Matthias does when we realize, oh no, we forgot. I was so proud of my basket, I forgot the sock yarn. All right. I'm back. Let's go. Yes, I do have a sock yarn, and it is actually the next yarn coming up. And it is our friend's sock wool. Depending on what you're in the mood for, we do have a few other sock yarns. We have our summer sock yarn, which is a cotton-based sock yarn, which is a print yarn, so you have like little stripes and spots. That's of course nice if you're looking for a non-wool alternative. We do also have Unicorn and Unicorn Solid, which are my personal favorites. They are made from merino. They are a lot pricier because they're merino yarns. If you're looking for sort of a run-of-the-mill, just good basic sock yarn, a yarn that you can make tons of socks out of, that's really fairly priced, and just, yeah, then Friend Sock Wool is for you. It's a very classic sock blend. You've got your 75% sheep's wool, so not merino, and you've got 25% polyamide, so you do have that little bit of extra durability, that little bit of extra elasticity to make sure that the socks stay nice for a long time. Amber is saying that the sock yarn ran away and tried to escape. Yes, yes it did, but I caught it. Haha. But yeah, so if you're looking for just a really kind of good solid base sock yarn, then you can't go wrong with Friend Sock Wool. And I'm going to show you up close. So this is a super classic 4-ply sock weight yarn. You've got a nice twisted even thread, so very nice to work up. It works up with fairly small needles, of course, so you've got your 3mm needle, 4mm hook, and you can machine wash this yarn at up to 40 degrees, so at medium temperature, which is of course great because if you wear socks on your feet, you may want to wash them a little bit more. And there you can go and see it. I love that you were able to hear me while I was on the other side of the studio. That's good to know for future reference if I ever need to do this again. But yeah, so here you can see our Friend Sock Wool. You get 229 yards on one of these. They're 50-gram skeins each. So you are going to want to combine two to make a pair of socks, sort of up to like a medium size, so like a size 10 US or 11 US, I guess now, maybe more like a 10 women's. If you have bigger feet, then you may want to add a third or fourth. As these are just solid colored, you can of course really nicely also try to do some cool patterns and stuff with them. I did bring some very lovely inspirational patterns to show you. The first of which was specifically picked because you can again use another yarn from tonight to make it as well. These are another pair of crochet socks, because I know that that's something that gets asked about quite a lot. These are the Lover socks, and the main body of them is made in our Friend's Sock Wool, and then the little ruffle around the ankle is made using our Friend's Kit Silk, but again can be very easily handily dandily substituted with our alpaca blaze. So there you can make this super cute, very special pair of crocheted socks. I love the little ruffle detail. I think it looks so chic, also with those pumps, of course. I think it looks really beautiful. Just one cute example of what you can make. I do also want to include a little knit pattern. We have this very pretty intermediate level knitting pattern that is the Graceland socks. That's what they're called. These are the, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Graceland socks. Both patterns are easily size adapted and both patterns are available for free on our website. These are the Graceland socks made in our Friend's Sock Wool. So like I said, a really good base sock yarn. And of course, it's called sock wool. Don't let that limit your imagination. You can make tons of other things out of this. You can of course use this to make any kind of accessory. You could make this to use this to make a cute vest, a cute bag, a sweater, cardigan, a blanket. There is truly nothing you can't make with this yarn. But yeah, if you're looking for a nice sock yarn, Friend Sock Wool is going to be your friend. I will show you the color palette. It is a little bit smaller than some of our other Friends yarns, so we're still working on finding out which colors are the most in demand for socks. A lot of them are more leaning towards the winter and autumnal side in color choice, but I think that's also largely due to the fact that most people will want their knit socks in winter and what's the other season? Fall. That's the other season. If you are looking to make socks for the summer, we do have the summer sock yarn that I mentioned before, which is a print yarn that is cotton based. You can also, of course, make wool socks for the summer. You could, especially with merino yarn, it is quite good at sort of creating nice temperature control. So yeah, there's that. So this was our Friends Sock Wool, which is 40% off for the next 23 hours with our code HAPPY40 on our website. So this is Friends Sock Wool. And I do have another Friends yarn coming right up after that. And it is our lovely Friends Cotton 84, which is our sort of baseline cotton. So again, if you're looking for just a good working line kind of cotton yarn, Friends Cotton 84 is going to be your best friend. It's 100% cotton. It is a very, very nice, soft quality. It's 4-ply, so a very nice, again, fingering or sock weight yarn. Perfect for anything from clothing to amigurumis to accessories of all kinds to little decorations and so on. Has probably, I think, out of all of our cotton yarns, Friends Cotton 84 is going to give you the biggest color palette. So again, very, very nice for you just to know that. And I'd say let's check out some patterns for this gorgeous yarn. I actually need to pull them up because there's a lot of them. How am I best going to do this? Oh, yeah, I need to do it on this screen so I can actually show you what I want to show you. So the first pattern is this gorgeous free crochet pattern for a wildflower basket. You can download the pattern for free, and I just think it looks so, so pretty. What I love about it is that for me personally, these colors are really already quite my taste, because I quite like these kind of more slightly darker, more sort of deeper colors. However, this is such a cute project that you can just adjust so perfectly to any occasion. You want to make it for someone who likes pinks and pastels, you can make them a cute little pink and pastel wildflower basket. You want to make something that, you know, you can just adjust it super, super well. So the basket itself of this pattern is actually made using a paper yarn, I believe. Yes, it is made using Rafaela, which we don't have in today's selection, but it is currently 50% off, just on sale. So if you want to grab some of that, you can. It's already 50% off. But Rafaela is a raffia, so like a paper yarn. And then all of these cute little flower ornaments are made using our Friends Cotton 84. And I think it looks super, super, super cool. It does mean that you'll have quite a few ends to weave in, but you know, that's that. That's kind of what you get. Many of you who've watched for a long time will know, like I said, I like working with a thicker needle or a thicker hook, and I do like anything that means I don't have to weave in a ton of ends. You know, I mean, I guess we all have our preferences, and I know loads of you are out there really liking kind of the more dainty cotton for more detailed, more precise works, more intricate patterns. So I'm going to show you the color palette for our Friends Cotton, because like I said, Friends Cotton 84 has the largest color palette out of all of our cotton yarns. So truly, no matter what you're working on, you are going to find the right color there. If I can get these colors moving, that is. Again, how does Matt do this? Okay, well, we're doing this old school. Yeah, anything you might want to do, Friends Cotton has got you covered. There's tons of different purples, blues. There's a really nice selection of greens. There's anything and everything. The one thing that seems to be out of stock right now is quite a lot of the browns. So you may want to, yeah, you may want to put up, oh no, actually quite a few of them are there. So let me see. Lexi's saying, I used Friends Cotton 84 to make a big C2C blanket, which I uploaded in the user gallery. Well, we're going to check that out, shall we? Let's see real quick. Let's see if I can find the blanket quick-ish, because that's another thing. It is a very, very popular yarn. So we are going to see, there is going to be a lot of patterns uploaded relatively often. Oh, actually, I could show you what I'm looking at, because you might also be interested in seeing some super cute patterns. There we go. So first off, I'm just going to show you these because they're adorable. Marcy made a super cute little Easter egg with little bunny ears, which is absolutely adorable. Marcy, that turned out amazing. And it only got uploaded 9 hours ago, so very recently finished. Marcy also made this super cute little egg cozy, which looks adorable. And then Lexi says it's a Royal Navy one. I'm going to keep my eyes open. I'm going to check out some other stuff. Jessica made this super cute little crocheted balloon dog. It looks absolutely adorable. And it's knit, so there's a really cool knit project. Okay, navy blue. This one's not navy blue. Nope, but Jason is just teasing and saying that there's a pattern coming soon. And then, ooh, Molly made a super lovely tapestry of 2 very cute little pats. That looks absolutely adorable. And as you can see here, loads of cute little decorations, cute little accessories, cute little plushies, and more. There's a super nice Beetlejuice jacket by Crystal. Also a very, very nice project. Let's see, Lexi, if we can find your blanket. There's a little Shrek. Marcy, again, made a cute little, well, she says ogre, but we all know the name of that ogre, so very, very nice. Okay, Lexi, I can't seem to find the blanket. I'll have a look later and then see if maybe in a few weeks when we do if I have it on again, I'll try to show it then. But again, thank you to all of you who upload your pictures to the user gallery, because it's always really cool for me to see, you know, what is happening, what people are making, and I think it's also a great place to just look for some inspiration. Yeah, I can see that someone was saying that the message triggers aren't working. They are working for some, but not for all, and we don't know why. I have no idea why it's not working. And then someone is asking if this is 8.4 or 8.8. So this is 8.4. What we have on the show today is our friend's 8.4 cotton, which is this lovely yarn. So it's 8.4. But the good thing about not getting the link is if you've ever participated on any live shopping before today, you can just use the same link. So if you've gotten the message last week or a few weeks ago, you can just reuse the link. The link is still going to lead you to the same landing page, so you can just check it out there. But yeah, Friends Cotton 8.4, your great sort of baseline cotton. You get, come on, Cam 2. There we go. You get 174 yards of material, and each of our Friends Cottons has the Easy Start tab. So the center pole thread is already handily marked for you, so you can just start, well, I mean, it's kind of looped under here, and then you can just start pulling from the center to make it nice and easy for you. The colors are really lovely and vibrant, and it's just a really, really fun yarn. The recommended hooker needle size is a 2.5 to 3.5 millimeter hooker needle, so it is on the thinner side. If you prefer slightly thicker yarns, we do have an 8.6 and 8.8 version that are not on the live shopping today, but they exist, so you can always use those. Or you can also always double up a thread to work it up with a thicker needle. You can, in a pinch, substitute 1/8/8 thread for an 8/4. So 8/4 means that it is 4-ply, 8/6 is 6-ply, 8/8 is 8-ply. However, it is going to give you a different sort of structure to your stitches. They are going to look a little bit different, which means that if I would do that if the color I want was completely unavailable in 8/8, I wouldn't just kind of from the get-go try it in my project, I think, if that makes sense. And Candace is asking if Friends Cotton is like baby cotton yarn. Yes and no. So this is a more conventional cotton. So baby cotton is an organic cotton. It is the highest, it sort of follows the highest standard of organic textiles, which is GOTS or GOTS. and therefore is kind of a very, very prime quality Egyptian cotton. This is a more conventional. This is Ecotech certified, but it is not GOTS certified, so it's not a certified organic cotton. It is therefore a little bit more affordable than baby cotton, and it is slightly thinner than our regular baby cotton. You can still substitute them for a lot of projects. I would just kind of, especially if you're making clothing, kind of, yeah, make a gauge swatch to just double check that you might, you know, need to do something. Ooh, Cynthia has sent me the picture to Lexi's blanket, and now I need to figure out if I can somehow copy it to the screen so I can show you all. Thank you. I love that you're working together in the background so much. There we go. This is the super cool C2C Royal Navy blanket that Lexi made using Friends Cotton 8.4. It looks absolutely amazing. It looks so, so, so detailed, and just, yeah, huge, huge shout out to Lexi, and shout out to Cynthia for finding the blanket that quickly so we could show it. Amazing. Patty's asking if they will restock tonight. I don't think so. I don't know, but I don't think so. If you ever need to know about any restock dates, you can just email our customer service, support@hobbii.com. They can then check if we already have an ETA for when the yarn's going to be restocked. I don't have it right now, sadly. But yeah. So yeah, shout out to Lexi and her super, super cool blanket, made in Friends Cotton 8.4. And if you too now want to make a gorgeous, gorgeous blanket in our Friends Cotton 8.4, tonight's the night to do it, because you get 40% off with our code HAPPY40, and then you can use that. Lori is asking how many skeins you needed, Lexi. Maybe if you're still there, you can reply to her comment, or let us all know. So this was Friends Cotton 8.4. Gorgeous cotton yarn, easy to take care of, machine washable at medium temperature. You could even wash it at a higher temperature. Just be aware that the colors may fade a little bit faster if you do that. And other than that, it's just a really good base yarn to have around. Is the Friends Cotton 8.4 the same as Rainbow Cotton 8.4? So they're both 8.4 cotton yarns, which means that in terms of their yarn weight, they are almost exactly the same. They are different in that they are made by different manufacturers. They have different color palettes, so even the white of the rainbow might not look 100% like the white of the Friends Cotton. The colors are going to differ. They are kind of complementary to each other, or like yeah, they can be used kind of together, no problem, but they're not the same. Because, I mean, there'd be no point in having the same yarn twice, but it does make sense to add new color palettes. What makes the Friends yarns special is that they're all made to go together so that the color numbers are always matched together beautifully. I do think I might have a pair here. Let's see. Yes, I do. So this is the Friends Sock Wool in shade 40, which I think might be called Tomato, and this is the Friends Cotton 8.4 in the size in color number 40. And as you can see, they do differ a little bit, but that's just down to the fact that this is a wool blend and this is a 100% cotton yarn, and each material is going to take in the dye slightly differently. Also, they are of course made in separate dye baths. However, these are sort of as close a match as you can get with two yarns that are made separately from each other and from different materials. And that's just all to make it a little bit easier for you, that if you ever want to make, let's say, a pair of socks, and then you want to make that person maybe a cool top, and you want to just use a little accent of that same color so that they have like a really cool, consistent look, then you can just always make sure that you get the same number of color in a different Friends yarn. And this goes for our Friends Merino, this goes for our Kit Silk, that goes for our Friends Wheel, it goes for a lot of our different yarns, and that's what makes the Friends palette kind of stand out, and that's the secret behind Friends Cotton as well. Natasha is saying, I feel like Friends Cotton has some of the more vibrant colors and then Rainbow has a little bit more of the saturated ones. That has also been my impression ever since we've had Friends, that if I want something that's really, really bright and vibrant, I tend to just immediately check Friends Cotton. And if I want something that's a little bit more muted, I first go to check Rainbow. Both also have vibrant colors and muted colors. It's just that on the whole, the palette kind of skews a little bit more in that direction. And Lexi is saying that it was 53 skeins that she bought for the blanket, but she had some left over. So it's roughly in that, it's in that kind of area that we're looking at. It looks absolutely stunning, Lexi. Amazing job. That was our friend's Cotton 8-4, which I'm going to pluck down into the little basket before showing you our next two yarns, which belong together like birds of a feather. Don't know where that came from, but you know. The next two yarns that I have for you are for all the chenille lovers out there, and also all the amigurumi lovers. You can, of course, use Friends Cotton 8-4 to make beautiful little amigurumis, but if you want to supersize them, if you want them super chunky, and if you want them really, really soft, then you may want to grab yourself a chenille yarn, and that's exactly what we have coming up now. We have not one, but two chenille yarns for you. We have our beautiful Honey Bunny, and its hip, cool, fun, funky cousin, Honey Bunny Candy. So these are both made from 100% polyester, and they're both kind of the same make and model. The one difference is that Honey Bunny Candy comes with a little extra color effect. So this is our regular Honey Bunny, as you can see here. It is a chenille yarn, so you've got a thin inner thread that has all of this fluff kind of sticking out from it. So you have this really nice kind of texture with really, really soft, fluffy surface. This is 100% acrylic. It is easy to take care of. You can machine wash this at medium temperature. It is going to fluff a little bit as you work with it, because of course some of these may work loose as you work with it. That is completely normal and happens occasionally. You get 131 yards on one of these beautiful skeins, and it is, as you can see, a really, really bulky yarn. The recommended hook or needle size is a 6mm to 7mm. However, many of you will know, if you've done amigurumis before or anything that needs to be stuffed, you may want to downsize your hook as you work with it, just to make sure that your stitches get really, really nice and tight, so that the filling that you put in doesn't kind of poke out through the holes. So I've worked this up with amigurumis on a 5 or 5.5mm hook before. For me personally, the 5.5 was the sweet spot because I crochet quite tightly, but a 5 also is quite nice if you want something slightly tighter. Marjorie is saying, it is so soft. It is. It absolutely is. This is a beautiful, beautiful, super soft yarn. I think I've told this story before. When I first started working at Hobbii, we only had one chenille yarn back then, which is Baby Snuggle, but which is very similar to this. I knew next to nothing about yarn when I started working at Hobbii. I really only became a crafter upon starting to work here. I knew the very basics of knitting. In my interview, I think, may have pretended that I was a bit more experienced than I was. I kind of tried to, I stretched the truth. Like I said, I had made a set of pot holders. I had made one pot holder, and then I frogged it later because it didn't look good, because it was just my first ever knit project. But we had a little corner right in front of the coffee machine that had some samples of patterns, and it had a blanket and a pillow made from chenille yarn, and I would go, anytime I went to get a coffee or a soda from the fridge, I would just walk past it and just very briefly just stroke it and then just walk on. It must have looked very bizarre from everyone watching from the outside, but it was just so soft. So you get 131 yards of super, super softness on one of these skeins. And like I said, the hook or needle size really varies depending on what you're making with this. On a size 10 hook, for instance, you get really, really loose stitches, which then is cool for something that you might want to make, like a item of clothing or a blanket or something like that. So really, really nice. Marjorie is saying, like, stretch the truth. Yeah, that is exactly what I did. And I didn't know how to crochet at all, and now I am much, much better at crocheting than I am at knitting. So, how the turntables, as the great Michael Scott said. Honey Bunny Candy has the same sort of specs. Spec, has the same specs, and it also has literal speckles on it. So Honey Bunny Candy is this super cute addition to the Honey Bunny family. It is made by just using a simple thread with some little neon nubbins on it and twisting it around the inner Honey Bunny thread. which then gives you this really cool effect. And I do actually have a little swatch that shows this. This is, can I see the color number? Nope, I cannot, but I can find it out easily enough. So this shows you what Honey Bunny candy will look like when used up. And as you can see, this is color 97, dark teal. And as you can see, that little thread that you can kind of see quite prominently on the skein here, because of all the fluffiness, it really sinks into it as you work it up. So what's going to be left is the little neon nubbins on top. So you get this really, really cool effect. I do have a gray one here as well that I can show you. So there you can see it again. The like little thread really completely disappears, and then all you're left with is those little specks. This is color 122, which is this really nice kind of warm gray tone underneath. So that's Honey Bunny candy, and then the base colors we do have in Honey Bunny, and then so you can also work them up kind of together if you want to look for some cool effects there, or just add a little pop of color to it. Casey's saying, I wasn't really feeling it in the skein, but it looks cute worked up. I think that's why I was really happy when I realized that we had swatches in the studio, because I really, really like how it looks on the skein, but what would bother me a little bit would be that depending on what project I was making, I wouldn't always want this little thread to be showing as well, which on the skein you can see because it's kind of just wrapped around the strand. But then looking at the swatches and realizing just how much that fluffy chenille fiber covers, again, yeah, also agreed. And I have some cute patterns to show you. And actually, those of you who watched from the very, very beginning when I did my very lame hair reveal will have seen this before. But we have this super cute pattern for this really nice sort of floppy hat. And I just think it looks so funny. It is such a fun little accessory. And I did like a really cute little, like when I wore it in the beginning and then was like, hello everyone, yes, I've changed my hair, la la la. Joop. There you go. Someone is asking about the landing page. Yeah, unfortunately for some of you, the links don't seem to work and I can't quite figure out why. So let me just double check if I've completely messed up something maybe. Let's see. Because I know some people said they were getting them just fine, so I kind of just... And it looks all right here. So if you type happy 40, you should be getting a message that has the link to today's deals. I'm just going to quickly try and see if I can now actually comment under this stream. I don't trust this yet. Yes, it worked! Everyone, woohoo! I was able to do it. I've now pinned a comment on Facebook that has the link. It let me comment, finally. Facebook let me back in. So I've now pinned it on Facebook as well, so you can find all the links by just, all the offers by just clicking the link that I've pinned in the chat. And then Mika says, I got it in a reply instead of a message. Yes, I've set that up that if we can't message you for some reason, it should actually reply to you publicly, but somehow it doesn't always do that for some reason. So yay! Yay! Woohoo! Nice, it's the hat. It's the lucky hat that I'm wearing. And if you too want to make that hat, I've linked the pattern on the landing page that you can now access, and it's called the Jazzy Bunny Bucket Hat. I will pull up the picture of my dear colleague Sylvia modeling it a lot cooler than I am, because she actually went to a beautiful cherry blossom to do it, but you can see it here. It is a very, very cute crochet pattern you can make. It's beginner friendly. You need 2 skeins of our Honey Bunny or Honey Bunny Big to Honey Bunny candy to make it. And I just think it looks absolutely adorable. I will also show you close up real quick, just again, because it's a nice way to show you how it looks worked up. There you can see the hat up close. It is very floppy. If you want it to have, I think, a little bit more structure, what I would do with this pattern is I would then just downsize the hook to make it a little bit more tight, because it is like a really good size either way. So I don't think it'll be too tight, but then it becomes like a little bit less floppy maybe. But yeah, I'm really loving this. There we go. Okie dokie. So this is the Jazzy Bunny bucket hat, and I do actually have another pattern I wanted to show you. We have this pattern. Can I make a cool magic trick with this? 3, 2, 1. Yay! Da da da! I do this lame trick every single time. I'm sorry to those who've been watching for a really, really long time and just keep seeing the same. I don't have that much material. I'm recycling my jokes. What I just briefly showed you is a super cute pattern by Jonah of Jonah's Hands. It is the Baby Bobble Blanket, which is an intermediate level crochet pattern. So you can make this super cute blanket, and you could, of course, again, this is now made entirely using Honey Bunny candy, but if you prefer a more solid look without the neon nobbins, you could, of course, just replace one of these with regular Honey Bunny, or you could use Honey Bunny Shine if you wanted some glitter on it. But I think it's a really, really cute pattern, some really cute little details with these cute little bobble stitches. And I will show you the website pictures where Jonah is showing his own creation as well. There you go. This pattern is also available for free, so you can download it and make this cute blanket. And I think it's quite easily also size adjustable if you want to make a larger version. It is baby sized for now, but of course, always possible to size it up. And it is super, super cozy. So I'm like, this is the Baby Bubble Blanket. And if you're wondering, can you knit with this yarn? Yes, you can, because I also brought you this, which is a really cute, hang on, I need to pull up the pattern. Which is the Velvet Sunrise Blanket, which is a knit pattern. It's an intermediate level knit pattern that you can also get for free. I'll show you a full picture because that picture genuinely does the blanket more justice than me having it here in the studio does. But as you can see here, you get this really cool little triangle pattern. The Velvet Sunrise Blanket. I will try and step back so I can try and maybe show it in full size, so to give you an idea of what it looks like. This is like sort of a perfect if you want to kind of relax on your couch and just not be completely covered. So this is kind of more of a lap blanket, but again, size adjustable to your liking. And I'll show you up close so you can see the stitches, so you can see what it looks like. There you go. So that is the Velvet Sunrise Blanket made in Honey Bunny. All of those patterns and the yarns to make them are linked on the landing page, which some of you will have gotten in a message, but those of you who didn't, I pinned a comment on Facebook, so you can check it out by clicking the link there. There should also be a follow-up message at the end of this live, which again then gives you the link to the landing page there. So those were Honey Bunny and Honey Bunny Candy. Both are 40% off with our code HAPPY40, which is valid for the next 22 hours and 10 minutes. I really need to finish up with this quite quickly, I think. I'm also kind of running low on steam, honestly. But yeah, you can use it for the next 22-ish hours, 40% off on Honey Bunny and Honey Bunny Candy. And we have 2 more yarns that I want to talk to you about. But before we get to those yarns, I'm going to quickly click away and pick a winner from everyone who has given this video a like. So if you have liked this video on Facebook, thank you very, very much for doing so. I am going to be right back because it is now time for me to go. There we are. I'm gonna close my eyes and boop. And we have a winner picked from everyone who gave this video a like on Facebook. Thank you so much to all of you who did. And congratulations. Wait, I need to... There we go. Erica Hagel. Erica Hagel, thank you so much for liking this video or giving us a little hug. Congratulations, you are our winner for the day. You will receive a gift card worth 25 monies. All you need to do to redeem that is email us to live@hobbii.com. Live@hobbii.com, Erica Hagel, Erica with a H at the end, Erica Hagel. Congratulations, you are our winner. There you go. You only have 2 more to go, says Cynthia. You can make it. Just you wait. You know how long I can talk about 2 yarns. I mean, I could talk about 1 yarn for an hour if you... I mean... You know, sometimes when there's like, oh, you have to call someone and they have to rant at you about a topic for an hour and you get a million. Who do you call and what's the topic? Call me and ask me about any yarn. I will rant at you for an hour about any yarn. You can see loads of congrats for Erica Hagel in the chat. Erica, congratulations. And I can see Erica quite excited about me pronouncing her last name correctly. It was the first way that came to mind. I know that Matt sometimes trips me up, not on purpose, but sometimes there's just last names that are harder to pronounce than others. And I always feel really bad because I obviously can't ask. So Erica, congrats! And I'm glad that you're enjoying the show. I'm glad that you stuck around for it for almost 2 hours as well. I'm gonna grab my last 2 yarns and we will have 1 more giveaway from the chat at the end of the show. So just be sure to stick around for that. The last 2 yarns of the night that I have for you are actually, I think, 2 huge favorites. So it's again kind of sad that I put them, well, I didn't put them I mean, I did. I just wrote a list and then just went through the list. But we've got Wheel of Alpaca for you and we've got Sultan Deluxe. So we've got 2 beautiful gradient cakes. Very different material, but they do have some similarities. So Wheel of Alpaca is this beautiful, beautiful blend of 80% acrylic and 20% alpaca. It's actually similar. Colorina has 80% acrylic, 20% wool. This similarly, just with 20% alpaca instead. A very, very nice soft cake yarn. A very lovely, very soft gradient. And here you get the kind of classic cake where you start with one color, one solid color on the outside, and you end with a solid in the middle. And in between, you just gently change from one to the other. So each of these cakes is going to give you the same gradient. It's always the same colors. There's no mystique there. What you see is what you get. And the change is very, very gradual. So you always have these little kind of mottled colors in between till you end up in the center with another solid. There we go. And we have the whole thing in a lot of different really beautiful colors. Anything from kind of springtime to wintertime. We did also have a Christmas version that is now obviously no longer offered, but might come back. I don't know, but might come back around Christmas. Well, not around Christmas time, more, I guess, in the fall. But yeah, here you have Wheel of Alpaca. It is super, super lovely and soft. One of these cakes has 1,027 yards of yarn, so one of these is already enough for a nice shawl or a nice scarf. 2 of these is already more than enough for a nice hexagon cardigan, for instance. So you can very easily work this up, just 1 or 2 of them. It is a light worsted or DK weight, so the recommended hook or needle size is a 3.5mm to 4.5mm. So again, kind of on that more medium size. As you can see here, the thread kind of tends to look, I think, a little bit more voluminous, because it is, but as it works up, it kind of thins out a little bit more. So really, really nice yarn with this really lovely, very subtle gradient. 1 color, and then 1 thread changes color, and then the next, and then the next, and then it already changes to the next color, so you always get these really cool transitions. And you get the same with Sultan Deluxe. That's how those yarns are similar. You start with a solid on the outside, you end with a solid in the middle. There, I think it's easier to show you here. And in between you get just 1 shade changing, or 1 single ply changing at a time to give you that really beautiful, really gentle change. Both of them also come with an easy start tab. So Here you have on the Wheel of Alpaca, and here you have it on the Sultan Deluxe. Both have the Easy Start tab for your convenience, where you can start in the middle and just pull from the center if you want to do that. Jackie is saying, I used a doubled up, and I made a king-size blanket with 11 balls. That sounds like a lot of work. I'm gonna quickly check. Did you by any chance upload it in the gallery? Could I find it there if I checked? Could I? I'm gonna check and see if I can find a king-size blanket real quick. I mean, I'll take you along for the ride again, because it's always more fun when we do these things together. Here are some examples of what has been made with our beautiful Wheel of Alpaca. Either way, but here you go. Some really lovely, I can see that's a really nice little sweater wrap. This is made by Jessica. It looks super cool. I love the colors as well. I love that it has that really cool kind of forest ranger kind of color. We have so many gorgeous projects, and you can see those really lovely. Here you have a really nice example by Pauline, this really nice top-down raglan sweater. And I just really love, again, you can see the very, very gentle change in color. And on a sweater like this, that's kind of just worked very simply. It kind of still gives you almost stripes. Well, I mean, it kind of gives you stripes. And then here we have Jackie. Is that yours? If it is, it looks absolutely amazing. If it's not you, maybe a different Jackie, it still looks absolutely amazing. Very, 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 very cool. And here you can kind of, again, yeah, you still get these kind of really gentle stripes. And then I love in a granny pattern when you don't have to weave in a million ends and still get cool color changes. So the final one we're going to look at is Melanie's, because it has a cat. And then apparently she started out with a wrap and then kind of lost sight of the stitch count, so it became a small blanket instead. Happens to the best of us, Melanie. Okay, so that was Wheel of Alpaca, and those were some ideas on what you could make with it. I'm also going to quickly show you all the colors, because I have some of them in the studio here, but not all of them. And here you can see, like I said, we've got some more monotone colors, we've got some more high contrast, we've got some lighter, we've got some darker. So there is a lot of different options depending on what mood you are in and what you would like to make with your super cozy yarn. That was Wheel of Alpaca. I think I might have to hurry along to the last yarn already, but big recommendation for all of you who want something really nice. And Jackie says, nope, that was not her. But Pauline is there saying, thank you for showing my sweater. Pauline, very glad I found your sweater. Jackie, I'm sorry, I will take another look, maybe another time, to try and find it. Stephanie's asking if our Black Friday cotton is close to Sultan or Twister. It's close to regular Sultan, if I'm not completely wrong. I think it was also an unspun 800 meter cake. So the Black Friday cotton cakes would be most closely to regular Sultan or Dahlia, or those types of yarns. Today we have Sultan Deluxe, which is a little bit different from regular Sultan. For one, it is longer. For two, it is twisted, or it is spun up as one thread, so you don't have the 4 individual little plies that you have to deal with. So it is a little bit more solid, and it has a really lovely, very soft cotton quality. Not that Sultan doesn't, but it's a different yarn, slightly different. And then Heather is asking if there will be some summer colors for Sultan Deluxe or Sultan. Not that I know of just now. Our product department will usually announce these things in our newsletter, so if you follow along there, you will know, but I don't know of any such colors being planned, so I would put a soft no to it right now, but I will be happy to pass along that feedback to our product department, because they are interested in knowing what people would like, and I know we have in the past had summer editions as well. So someone is asking about this color. I think they asked about this color. This is color 14 of the Wheel of Alpaca. Which is also my personal favorite. This one, and then we had a blue one on the Christmas edition that I was quite sad I didn't get, especially the glitter one, because it looked very like Elsa from Frozen, and I really liked that one. Alrighty, but moving on now to Sultan Deluxe, our last yarn of the night. Sultan Deluxe is made from 100% cotton, and similar, or I mean, yeah, I already explained this, but still, whoa, almost dropped it. And similar to Wheel of Alpaca, you get this really lovely kind of soft gradient by having solid color go to solid color through a lot of transition shades in the middle, where it's always one thread changing color at a time, giving you that really gentle gradient. We do have quite a few of these kind of more analog or more monochrome kicks, where it's all kind of one very one color and then just different shades of that same color, which is of course really nice if you're into a more kind of subtle look. However, if you want more kapow, we do have that as well. I know that this is the most kapow I have. There are some more kapow ones on the website. I'll show you. We do have them with some more intense and more high contrast colors. So let's see here. These are all the colors that we have for Sultan Deluxe. And like I said, it's 100% cotton. It's super, super nice to work with if you're making something like a nice big shawl, for instance. If you want to make something like a nice little wrap, if you want to make something like a summery sweater or a summery cardigan. Again, you get a really, really long color change with no ends to weave in. You get 1,093 yards of material in one of these, so one of them will get you all the way to a shawl, more than halfway to a cardigan. And we recommend that you use a 3 to 4 millimeter hook or needle. It is a fingering or sock weight. It's also a 4-ply cotton yarn, so similar to our friend's cotton. You could actually kind of, if you ever want to add a solid to it, it's not 100% because the structure of the yarn is not quite the same. This is a little bit softer, but our friend's Cotton 84 is kind of the closest match we have in just full-on solid color to Sultan Deluxe. So if you want to, for instance, add a border to a blanket or something, or to a shawl, that could be a yarn, an interesting combo. Of course, you're not going to get 100% the same colors, etc., but it could work out together quite nicely. Both fingering, sock weight, both 4-ply, both 100% cotton, so quite similar. Cynthia's saying, I'm so lucky that I'm not the one on camera. Yeah, I mean, I'm also looking a bit rough at this point. I can't help. I kind of like check out what I look like, and I can tell that it's been 2 hours. Because Matthias has a day off, I'm also doing the tech on the German bingo later, so I actually have to stay for like 2 more hours now. And then Natasha is saying, I like the colors of this, but I'm not so confident in its separate strands. So that's the difference between Sultan and Sultan Deluxe. So Sultan Deluxe actually is just one strand that you're working with. So as you can see here, this one is a twisted yarn. So you have only one strand of yarn that you're working with at a time, unless of course you want to double it up or use it up with something else together. But that's one of the key differences that separates Sultan Deluxe from regular Sultan. Regular Sultan is shorter, and it has that very fluffy, very airy texture because the 4 strands are not spun together. So that's a difference. Sultan Deluxe, 100% cotton, machine washable. You can wash it at low to medium temperature or medium temperature, so it's easy to take care of, and it's very, very versatile for a lot of different cute projects. I did have one pattern I wanted to show just real quick before we go. This is faster. Which is the Cascade Shawl. So this pattern is originally written for Twister, but you can make it using Sultan Deluxe. And there you go. It is a very, very, very beautiful crocheted shawl. It's an intermediate level pattern, and it just, I think, is perfect for spring and summer coming up. Again, gives you that little bit of a ruched effect when you're wearing it like shown in the picture, which I think looks really, really cool and really cute. I'm currently really into kind of these like embellishments and ruching and stuff like that. I have also fallen off the deep end and consumed a lot of sewing content where my brain jumped to it because I saw a few ruching tutorials for different sewing patterns, and have now convinced myself that that is the next hobby that I must try. But I can't, because on Thursday I'm learning how to knit properly from Jaya. Well, all of April, I'm going to learn how to knit properly. And so I really need to focus on one craft at a time. I can't do any more. And Melissa asked if it's a fingering weight yarn. Yes, it's a sock weight or a fingering weight yarn. Yes. Salt and Deluxe, that is. Wheel of Alpaca was light worsted. And yeah, those are the yarns that I have in front of me right now. So I'm assuming the question was about one of those two. And then Cynthia saying, essentially, so each of the 4 threads changes after roughly 1/10 of the cake, and there may be a few feet of variation. Kind of, except it's like one thread, yeah, so one thread changes, then the other, and so yeah, you get all of these really cool gradients in between, so you get quite a few colors in one go. I mean, yeah, that's how it works. Cora Beth is saying quilting and knitting are my favorites. And Rocky says, I really want to learn how to knit too. If you do, please join us on Thursday. It's going to be me and Jaya. She's obviously the knit master, the knit aficionado, and I am just her little student. I'm her little Padawan. She's going to do her best to teach me how to knit. She already did. We made a swatch. I successfully completed the swatch. I successfully washed it and blocked it, and then sent Jaya a picture of me holding it kind of like a fish, because I like the idea of posing with it kind of the way men do with fish. Not just men, but in my life I've mostly encountered men who do it. Yeah, so she's an amazing teacher, and I think it's going to be a really, really cool time. It's nice for me because it helps me have a deadline. I know that the plan is to finish the entire Suki Slipover in the time that we're shooting the craft and chats. I mean, obviously I'll have to do some work at home because I can't, you know, do all of that in the brief sort of 2-hour windows where we're live with you. But I'm kind of excited knowing that sort of by the end of the month, I'm going to have it finished. So yeah, it's going to help me. Nicole's asking if she missed the last giveaway. You did not, Nicole. You've actually come in right at the same correct time. I was just sort of pushing our craft and chat on Thursday on everyone. So yeah, please join us there if you would like. It's a little bit more chatty. It's just Jaya and I generally chatting about stuff, about crafting, about other things that are happening in our lives while we kind of craft together. It's really, really nice. It's a bit lower pressure for me a lot of the time, just because it's you know, I get less distracted somehow. But yeah, Natasha said, and learn how to purl too. Yes, Jaya showed me how to purl correctly because I used to twist my pearls, and I no longer do that. And Christine's asking, it has a like lace weight or 0 weight yarn. Is that really doable for a complete beginner? I would call myself a beginner. Like I had previously not really, other than knowing how to knit and purl the very basics, I'd never really completed a project before. It isn't the most beginner friendly yarn. It's a mohair blend, which is why I said that you could replace it with alpaca blaze if you wanted to. But you can of course always try to find another variation of yarn that works better for you. I'm gonna see how I go. If it goes terribly, then I'll be sad, but you know, I'll never knit again. I'm kidding. I will. And Carrie's asking if there's a Happy 50 code this week. There is not. There will for sure be one at the end of the month live. You can type big 1 in the chat and you may get a link to that. We don't know if you will because it has worked for some and not for others. But yeah, you can find that event also already up on our Facebook page. There we will for sure have 50%. We may have 50% sprinkled in between. Today it's 40% off with our code HAPPY40. I'm going to quickly just show you our selection one more time. And while I do that, everyone on Facebook, you could maybe just leave some encouraging words for Jaya's and mine knit journey. Maybe just write about your first knit project or whatever you want. Just be active on the chat, because after I show you the selection, I quickly run through them. I will close my eyes and point and pick a winner from our Facebook chat for our final giveaway of a gift card worth 25 monies. So now's the time to leave some fun comments about knitting, or you can be discouraging as well. I mean, I can take it. And while you do that, I'm quickly going to run you through our selection one more time. So today we had for you our beautiful Wheel of Alpaca and Sultan Deluxe, both of them beautiful gradients. We had our kind of artsy yarns. We have Tint and Tone, which gives you that cool kind of watercolor effect, and we have Rococo Linen Multi. Wow, my English is no longer Englishing, which is a beautiful viscose and linen blend. We had our sort of pops of color with Carnival and Honey Bunny Candy. We had the ultimate softness of Honey Bunny and Cloudy Delight. We had some more color fun with Colorina and Alpaca Blaze, which is a lace weight, super fuzzy alpaca yarn. Great substitute for mohair yarns if you're looking for one. And finally, we had the two best friends out there. We had Friends Sock Wool and Friends Cotton 84. All of these yarns will be 40% off if you use our code HAPPY40, which you just apply at checkout for 40% off. The code cannot be combined with any other discount codes. However, you can of course have other yarns in your cart. They just won't get the 40% off applied to them. So you don't have to make separate, you don't have to make any separate orders for it. I hope you enjoyed today's selection. If you do click the link that I've pinned in the chat, I've also pinned it on YouTube. You can find our landing page, which has all of these yarns linked. I do hope that for a lot of you, the message sent to you actually did work. I know it worked for some, so I'm a bit unsure what exactly is happening. I will investigate, and hopefully next week it will not be a problem, and we'll fix it in the meantime. It's of course something like this goes wrong when I'm by myself and can't check everything at the same time. But yeah, we'll work it out and we'll have it back with working order ASAP. And now I'm going to close my eyes, scroll through the chat, and I'm actually going to go back later and read a lot more of the comments because yeah, it is very nice that you're, you know, making the effort of telling me I'll do okay. So I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to point to the chat and say congratulations to our final winner of the night, which is Binta Shauna Francis, who is saying that she cannot wait to see me and Jaya knit this week, and maybe she is going to try it out as well. So let's see. Binta Shauna Francis, congratulations. You are our final winner of the night or day, depending on where you're joining from. Congrats. Congratulations. In order to get your 25 Monies gift card, please do send us an email to live@hobbii.com for your chance to get your gift card. Binta Shauna Francis, congratulations. And with that, I'm going to say a huge, huge, huge thank you to all of you for joining me today. I hope you had fun. It's good to be back. I mean, I would love to still be on vacation, but you know, it was a great little break and I'm glad to be back. I hope you're going to have an amazing evening, afternoon, and night, depending on where you're watching from. And take care, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!